Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing, the series that gives you all the information about the upcoming races before they appear on the UI. Now, as always, we're going to start with the most popular series, shall we say. It's up for debate, but I think these are the most popular, so it's generally where we start. And for week 3, for season 3, 2025, we're going to start off looking at IMSA, and we're at Aragon, but the outer loop. Now, Aragon has been in the service for I think about a year now, but it probably hasn't got the love it has deserved, because if you've actually driven this track, I think it's a really good fun track. It's lots of fun, lots of undulations, and I just think it's one of those tracks that just, I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't get the love, maybe because it's just not really known that well, but yeah, listen, I think it's located in Spain, and because it's located in Spain during the summer months, I do expect it to be hot, but not as hot as I was expecting. I'll be frank with you. When I loaded up into the sim, I thought we're going to be 40+ degrees easy, but at the moment it seems to be that we're just 35 degrees. So when you load into the sim, you're going to be about 35-40 degrees. Now, what's even more surprising is the fact it's about 12 PM in game. So again, I did expect it to be a little bit higher. It might just be the case as the race goes on, the track temps will increase, because it normally increases till about 3 PM, and that's when it starts to go down a little bit. So expect the track temp to be moderate, you know, not high but not low either. So yeah, track temp shouldn't be too much an issue. Now, it's the outer loop version, or outer I should say, so it's misses out quite a bit of the track, and it's a very fast flowing version, this one, very fast flowing indeed, so maybe expect some low downforce setups for this one, but because it's fast flowing, it could be quite fun going for some moves into some of the hairpins, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun, genuinely. I think it's going to be a good combo. So yeah, all 3 series are going here, open, fixed, and the IMSA 2 hour and 40. You don't need to worry about the rain. There's no rain in any of the series at all. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great combo. But the problem is, because it's not that well loved, it's the participation levels I think are going to really struggle. But I think it will properly struggle. I really hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope I'm wrong, and I definitely want to give this a go this week because I love this track. But I don't know what it's like in prototypes. I've only done it in GT3s. In GT3s it was great, and LMP3 it was really good as well. So what it'll be like in kind of like LMP2s and GTPs, I don't know. But I guess we're going to find out. All right then, next up, let's talk about the GT3 stuff, shall we? So let's talk about the GT Sprint and the GT3 Fix. We won't talk about the GT Endurance yet. I'll explain why a little bit later. It's going to a different track. So the Sprint and the Fixed, we're going to Fuji this week, okay? It's going to be hot. It is going to be hot. It's going to be around 40 degrees, especially for the Fixed. The Open has a 28% chance of rain, so it might be a little bit cooler with some clouds around, so maybe Fixed might be pretty damn hot, whereas the Open might be a little bit more in the 30 degrees before it starts to rain. So do keep an eye out on that. And always do, just a reminder, check the forecast when it goes live on the UI, because there is a chance, of course, that it could rain before the race, and that's why the track is damp or wet or whatnot. But I don't know if that'll be the case this week. Fuji, surprisingly, gets quite a decent amount of participation. It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad, and I think if you can just kind of get over that chicane we're just going past here in the last sector, then I think you'd be okay. I think the whole thing about last sector is slightly overblown a little bit. I do hate it though, I really do, but I think it's just a pain where you've got like a single monitor and it's so difficult just to see the apexes and the curbs in a final sector. I think that's what really kills it. So yeah, I don't know, I'm very mixed on this. There could be better tracks to go to, but it is what it is. I still think it'll be half decent. Participation levels will be okay, and yeah, fingers crossed. If you are doing it this week, you have a good go. But let's move on to GT3 Endurance, and I'll talk to you why it is not Fuji and it's a different track instead. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about what's going on with the GT3 stuff. So for this week, they've decided to kind of swap the GT3 Endurance races around. So instead of having Fuji and following Fuji, we're going to actually go to Spa, because it's a Spa 24-hour next week. In preparation, I believe they've swapped the GT3 Endurance Series around. So this weekend, we actually have a Spa 3-hour race. Now, whether that's going to have any sort of bop or anything, I don't know. I highly doubt it, but who knows? I mean, I suppose they could do it, couldn't they? They could do it, like, if they've put the endurance race there, they could put the BOP that they supposedly already have and put it into the endurance series, just kind of really test it. I mean, that's a good idea, isn't it? I think smart thing to do. But anyways, right, so going to Spa. So it's a 3-hour race, again, to kind of just give you a little bit of prep for the 24-hour, I believe. In-game start time is about 5 minutes past 3. Track temp, despite the fact it being mostly cloudy, is rather hot. It is mid 40 degrees Celsius, so it is hot out there. Watch out for your tyres. And yeah, this would be a really, really good test of the GT3 tyre model, the new tyre model, to see where the pace is now these days, because I think the pace has improved quite a bit around Spa since we last raced here. So it's going to be interesting to see. There's no chance of rain, so you don't need to worry about rain at all. And I expect participation levels for this to be very, very high. Because it's the Spa 24-hour, the week after, this is basically perfect preparation. Yes, we'll have the GT sprints during that week, but this really will be just the perfect kind of practice for teams. So to get out there, do it solo, team, however you want to do it. So I kind of like it. I like the fact they've swapped the 3 hours around, gives you good prep. Will it kind of just spoil the 24-hour because you've already done a 3 hour the weekend before? I don't think so. Some people might think that, but I don't know. I think it's only 3 hours. It's not. It's not too dramatic. It doesn't. I don't think it's going to spoil your 24-hour attempt or anything like that. You might be a little bit sparred out after the endurance, the sprints during the week, and then the 24-hour. One thing to note as well, it is going to be the endurance pits. So again, really good prep for the 24-hour. It's going to be the endurance pits. So do not get a drive-through penalty, because it is the worst pit lane in existence to get a drive-through penalty, because it's so long. You'll lose a minute. Genuinely, I'm not quite sure the exact time you lose, but it is genuinely near a minute, if not over. It is pretty crazy. The endurance pit lanes are very, very long, so you'll have to watch out for the start of the race as well. It might be after the source. So yeah. Anyways, GT3 stuff, Fuji, and then GT3 is also heading to Spa for the weekend. So yeah, should be a good week. Should be a good week for GT3 stuff. Yeah. Okay, next up we have quite a few series, to be honest. So it is the Falcon Sports Car Challenge, so that's the LMP3 and GT4 multi-class series. LMP3 fixed, GT4 fixed, and the LMP3 GT4 Endurance Series. So we've got 4 series that we're going to be looking at here. So it's a little bit of a pain, I'll be honest with you, but we're going to do it regardless. So let's talk about all 4 of them if we can. So all of them are going to Okayama, which is a free track. Now, generally, when it's a free track, participation levels do increase, and these series are very, very popular. I expect participation levels for all of these series to be quite high this week, and I'll be honest, I don't think the other series are particularly that good this week, so I expect to get a little bit of a boost in the GT4 and LMP3 stuff. A bit of an odd in-game start time. I can't lie to you, when I've loaded into the sim, it was at 2:25 p.m. for that, so that was for the Falcon Tyre multi-class series. Track temp-wise, you're looking at about mid-30 degrees. It may reduce slightly, but really not by much, like just maybe half a degree or a degree if you're lucky. It'll be quite mixed as well, because the problem that you got is there's a chance of rain in quite a few of these series, so it all depends on whether it's going to rain or not and how much cloud cover you got. So it is mid-30 degrees, but just be a little bit cautious. Also, it may have rained beforehand. Like I said, always check the forecast. Even if it has 0% chance of rain, check the forecast, because it may have rained before the start of the race. Not quite sure on this one, but there could be a chance, so just an FYI. The Falcon Tyre, so that's the one with the GT4s and LMP3s 30-minute sprint race. That has a, what have I got here? I've got a 32% chance of rain. I've got the endurance race at a 30% chance of rain. The LMP3 at a 32% chance of rain. And then I've got the GT4s at a 0% chance of rain. But I think Okayama's in Japan, isn't it? So I don't know. I have a feeling it will be quite harsh. If it does rain, I feel like it will be quite harsh. So we shall see. But regardless, I think this is okay. I've got to be honest with you, boys and girls. I don't think this week is particularly great. I think IMSA's going to be a bit of a stinker. GT3 stuff will be okay, but I feel like we've been to Fuji a lot recently in GT3, so yeah, not particularly great. I'm looking forward to the weekend for the Spa stuff, and maybe this will be half decent, but so far, I've got to be honest with you, not good. Not good if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. Alright then, let's have a look at some of the other series that we don't cover in quite so much detail, but they still deserve a shout out regardless. Now, the Ringmeister series, always very popular, as we do know. Now, if we look at the schedule, we have the M2 cars going to the Nordschleife this week, so participation levels should be a little bit better than what they are at the moment. We've got TCRs here at the moment, but I think the M2s will be a little bit more popular. I do believe it's a free car. So, yeah, as always, if it's got a free track or a free car to go with the combo, participation levels normally are on the way up. Now, production car challenge, we've got Monza combined at the moment, and that is going to the Bend. Now, new tracks, especially ones that I don't think were that well known, will struggle, I think, and I think this one will. So it's the West Circuit, so don't worry, it's not the full-blown track, which I think it's got like 34 corners or something. So yeah, I think this is the more popular layout of the wide selected choices that you've got, so that'll be okay. I just don't think it's going to be that popular, but fingers crossed for you boys and girls out there that enjoy it. It is going to be somewhat decent. Now, the Porsche Cup Series, they are heading to Brazil. A little bit of overcast, so that's going to be quite interesting. Maybe a chance of rain, so you'll have to watch out for that on the open or the fixed. But listen, honestly, it's such a good track. Like, this is such a good track. I feel like you can go anywhere. Interlagos, you can go absolutely any series can go here, and it will just be good. Like, Interlagos is just one of those tracks where anything just kind of works. GTEs, now they're currently at Silverstone, but they're going to go to Spa. They will go to Spa, so that will be popular. That will please you GTE fanboys, fangirls, lovers out there. You'll enjoy that. I don't think you'll struggle with that too much. You should have a half-decent week. Now, let's have a little look at the Formula stuff. F4 fixed, Phillip Island, that's going to be particularly great. Watkins Glen at the moment for the America Tours. That's going to go mid-Ohio next week. Let's have a look at the Formula C stuff. So the F3s, they're going to go Spa. That will be incredibly popular. Very, very popular. If you're a fan of the F3 cars, you're going to be a fan of what's coming up next week. Asia Pacific Tour for the F4s. They're going to the Bend. I don't foresee that being very popular at all. Especially when you've got F3s going to Spa, so I expect that. European Tour is going to Magny Cours. Yeah, I think that's going to struggle. I'll be honest, I think that's going to struggle. And we've got the Super Formula Nights, that's going to Silverstone. That'll be okay. That'll be absolutely fine. And I think with Silverstone just around the corner for the F1 as well, people will enjoy that. Just an FYI as well, it is the Firecracker 400. I don't know much about it. I believe it's in cars from 1987, and I think it's at Daytona. So if you are partaking in that event this week, I wish you the best of luck. I believe it runs from Wednesday, Monday. For us, it might be like kind of late Tuesday, or people on the west side of the world may have got that slightly wrong. But yeah. So Cup Series, that's going to Chicago Street Course. Next, the trucks, which are quite funny at Lime Rock at the moment, which is quite hilarious. Going to Daytona, it makes sense. It makes sense. Overall, a mixed bag, like a mixed week. There's some good stuff in the Formula, in the Open Formula stuff. Overall's, got a special event, and the trucks are going to Daytona. As for the sports car stuff, I don't know. For me personally, whenever like IMSA's at a dead track and the GT3 stuff's at a bit of a mid track, I struggle a little bit for motivation to kind of hop on the sim and try and have some fun. I think I just love IMSA and GT stuff too much. You know what I mean? I need to widen my vocabulary, shall we say. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on the way out. Do subscribe to the channel so you can watch these videos every week so you can keep up to date. And I shall catch you for the next one, boys and girls. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day. Ta-da.